watching Solomon's video yesterday, and also a couple of other videos that were trying to kind of like getting to more further details, not just people breaking the news and saying, yes, Bushiri is going to Bushiri was declared to be that he should be extradited. I was watching more kind of like more detailed videos like and stuff like that, and Solomon's video added something on top of that, and I want to add some of his commentary here, but you gotta go check Solomon's video pertaining this thing. So yes, as you can see in the title, the extradition has been suspended. Now, what does that mean, Ricky? Does that mean that Bushiri should not be extradited? No, that means he should be. Okay, that means he should be. But because of a certain detail that Solomon mentioned his theory of why Bushiri went to magistrate court is because he knows he can play the system, you know, and you just kind of like wishing, okay, can they just speed it up? Can they just get all of them in one room? High court, you agree, you agree. But that's not how the system works. Currently, as it stands, the system, the way he's going about it, he's gaming the system. Basically, that in simple terms, if it was by thinking. Now, I also was thinking about another thing as well, actually. If Bushiri, according to this judge, should come back to South Africa and answer to this court, to these cases, that tells you Bushiri would be arrested in Malawi for those cases. That's so, and according to this judge, Bushiri would be in jail, rotting and serving time for those cases. Because this judge, as she saw the evidence, her conclusion was yes, definitely. There's some that says Mandem might be guilty. Remember, that's it. There would be no need to come back to answer if it didn't associate, if it didn't directly link to Bushiri. So whatever evidence was presented there, it linked directly to the Bushiris. And in the judge's eyes, yes, go back answer. And so let's be very clear here. In Malawian court and in South African court, Bushiri should be in jail for those cases based on what that judge said. Now you should go back and answer. You see, that alone tells you a lot. It tells you that might be a follower who just listens to what they say and you don't care to think outside of what they've said. This is what you get when you look at this entire thing, is that there is more to it that tells you this man would be in jail, even in Malawi. No, it's not just South Africa. It doesn't mean, oh, South Africa is so biased, I'm against foreigners. No, even in his own country, the Mandem should be in jail, according to what the judge just said. Okay? Which was, yeah, go answer. Because if the judge saw him innocent, if the judge saw him innocent, there would have been no need. You'll remember that when they were bringing up the subject matter of the fraud case thing, right? Now you'll remember that case when they looked at everything, the conclusions that were created around them was that those particular cases they might not link directly to the Bushiris, right? Because maybe bank accounts that were used and whatnot. In spite of the fact that they are thinking. That's why you will see now the hounding in onto what has been said now is that for financial crimes, it's the Banking Act, the Immigration Act. So now this refines what cases and the approach when they get back here. And so based on that, to say, okay, we see these cases, we see, yes, maybe he was not he was not the one that the money went to, but by giving advice in this manner, he might be responsible in this manner. That's what the conclusions are. But as Solomon said, he's gaming the system. He's going to magistrate court so that he can go to appeal to High Court. And then from the High Court, maybe the Supreme Court. The Supreme Court, the Court of Appeal. From the Court of Appeals to the Constitutional Court. So in Solomon's viewpoint was like, this might take more than 10 years. Because the process is going to be the same everywhere. Like I said, you can't put all of them, all these courts in one room and just present the evidence to everybody. They have to go. So it's gonna be, he's probably going to lose 40-50 million from trying to do this entire thing. And he's more than willing. He's more than willing, as long as he can keep cranking those numbers, and cranking those numbers. Like, does it not matter that do you think he's using his own money to do that? What money? He's not using the church's money? How do you guys validate what money he's using to do that? Should he be using church money to fight these cases? Interesting point. But that's beside the point. That's not what we are here to talk about. And so that there shows you that Bushiri would not be innocent in his country and would not be innocent even here. Just based, because remember, like I mentioned on the previous episode, what the other judge sees, the other judge might see just about the same. Because the merits are the same, everything that's the contributing evidence, that's why I say it refines the cases. Yes, you present all of them, and then based on what the judge sees, he that dismisses the other ones and then says, yeah, no, here there is direct linked evidence right here. And I said, even just the one of absconding the bail hall Hajaz, that's a case by itself. The Immigration Act, which has been added now as a new charge. I saw some people that were very delusional about that in the comment section. I'm like, hey, some people. So you think you can just cross into a country without accounting for how you got in? It don't work like that. All right. And so right there, it tells you and it shows you why there was ground based on that he would be guilty not only in Malawi, right? So yes, the suspension doesn't mean he's innocent. The suspension just means he has rights. And that's the thing. As a human being, you have value, which unfortunately other people take advantage of that. Which is why Christians, we believe there is the end judgment, which is done by God. You can escape down here because you can play the system, but when you stand before God, there is no ground to doing that. And so Bushiri would be guilty not only in South Africa, because remember what the judge sees here in South Africa is the same thing that the judge would see when he stands when he stood in the Malawian court. And it is good to see that is the thing that echoes. Now, what the follower hears or chooses to hear, it's on him. There are people that no matter what you say concerning this or anything, they're just not going to get it. Bushiri will not be innocent. So when you're saying that I stand with, you are standing with a person who is a criminal at that point. Be careful. All the things that you start posting, me I stand with, you are asking to attach yourself to that. You are attaching yourself to something that you know nothing about. You are not involved. Were you involved? We must ask. Were you involved, sir? Were you involved? And so that's one thing that you have to understand. If the judge said, nah, you gotta go back and answer, that tells you Bushiri is not innocent. There's something that would have, if the case was being fully dealt with witnesses and everything that is there, Bushiri would not go scot-free. He would be in jail. And that speaks volume. So the suspension of the extradition is that he has rights, just like everybody does, right? That's the thing about the rest of us that you charlatans do not have. The decency to see value in other people. You're not different. You're wicked. No. Maybe let me say it nicely. Say it nice. You are wicked for taking advantage of systems that were put there that show you have value, but because you are worthless to contribution to humanity, you show how wicked you are. May God expose your colors. But also for those that have chosen blindness, you're also exposing your colors. This is clear cut. Clear cut. Bushiri would be in jail right now if this case merits everything was dealing with the guilty verdict. Yes, that's the thing to take away from this. It's that what the judge said when he said you must go answer for this, because you were directly associated with whatever cases. And the judge said, yeah, no, there is merits here. If Bushiri was innocent, there would be no need to bring him back. For all the accountants that are not understanding, for all the students and the doctors and the law professors and the teachers and all of you in all other professions that are ignoring what it means. It doesn't mean there is doubt. No, there is direct link to what cases have been put forward. The evidence that was presented directly links the people. She didn't say, you know what, maybe Bushiri must go by himself because, you know, they're forcing himself. But she's like, no, both of you should go back. Yeah, no, both of you should go back in answer to that. That tells you that's a guilty verdict. And it's going to be that everywhere. Now, the one thing that will make it that it does never become that is that Bushiri gets into power. Bushiri comes to some sort of, because, and you know, this is why these charlatans, all of them want power at the political level, because they know at that level, whenever I see a pastor wanting to target that, I wonder, like, what is your interest up there? Ufunanle. And I'm not talking about pastors who are just politically inclined or whatnot. I'm not talking about that. I'm talking about people that they start doing all kinds of things, and then when things come up, you start seeing them wanting to shake hands with everybody up there. Up there. To me, that's a red flag. It's a huge red flag. It tells me you know what you're doing. You are wicked. You are wicked. Why? Because you take the system and you use it. You use it. That's why I'm saying 40 million will get wasted. Yeah. You just go to jail. Yeah, just go to jail. Let's go to jail. But you will waste all this money. Like, that's why I'm asking, what money is he using? He's writing all these things. He's using your money. Judicial Show, daily Christian commentary videos. If it's the first time of